Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Alicia. This is Sunday School lesson number 6. I hope everybody's doing well and getting ready for Thanksgiving. We all may be having Thanksgiving a little differently than usual, but we'll still be able to get together with at least our immediate family. And I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving this year. I do so miss seeing y'all. I'm so sorry we can't have our big Thanksgiving dinner at church this year. Hopefully, we'll get back to be able to do that kind of stuff more again soon. And I hope some of you got to join Miss Mary this morning. She did an in-person Zoom Sunday school, and hopefully y'all got on, some of you, and could see each other. And if you didn't, don't worry about it, because I know Miss Mary is planning on doing that again to give you all an opportunity to be able to just kind of see each other as we're having to stay home right now because of COVID-19, the pandemic. So last week, Miss Mary started a new unit with you on rivalries. That's a big word. So just to remind you what that means people that are kind of fighting or not getting along. That's kind of a rivalry. And I'm sure you have people that you sometimes don't get along with. So that's kind of something we all definitely deal with in our lives. So this is lesson 2 in rivalries, and it's a continuation of the story that Miss Mary started last week about the twins, Jacob and Esau. So in case you didn't listen to it, or to refresh your memory, Jacob and Esau were twins and very different. I'm sure a lot of you are very different from your sisters and brothers. Jacob liked to be inside. He was kind of stayed home with his mom and did things around the house. And Esau was a rough and tough guy. He liked to be out in the fields and hunting and work. And so they were very different, very different. So they sometimes didn't get along. So I'm going to read you the story today. So this is in your storybooks on page 30. The storybook, Growing in God's Love, page 32. It's called Esau and Jacob Both Want Their Share. That sounds familiar. I'm sure you sometimes have that fight with someone about making sure you all get the same amount of chocolate cake or get the same amount of time on the video game. So let's read about this story. So what's the maddest you've ever been at your brother or sister or a friend? All sisters and brothers and even best friends get mad at each other, and we get jealous of each other. It's not just you. So here's the Bible story of 2 brothers. One who got jealous of the other and then did something not great. And then the other one got mad at him. So here's what happened. Esau and Jacob were twins, but when they were born, Esau was born just a little bit before Jacob. So in those days, the rules said that the oldest brother got most of his father's money when his father died. When their father Jacob was old and blind, he decided to give almost all of his money to Esau, who was born just a couple minutes before Jacob, so they made him the oldest son. That's what the rules said. That's not fair, Jacob said. I'm sure you've all had times when you thought something wasn't fair. It happens all the time. His mother, Rebecca, agreed. That's not fair, she said. So they figured out a plan they thought was more fair. A plan to make sure that Jacob got some of Isaac's money too. This was their plan. Jacob would pretend to be his brother Esau and trick his dad into giving the blessing to him. So when his brother Esau was out hunting, Jacob dressed up like Esau. He put, so remember his father now is old and blind, so he can't see anymore. So he's just going to listen and he can feel. Think if you close your eyes, how you can tell who someone is. You might tell how they smell or how they feel or how they sound, right? Okay, so think about that because that's the dad, that's Isaac, the dad. So one day Esau went out hunting and Jacob dressed up like Esau. He put lamb's wool on his arms so he'd feel like his hairy brother. He put on Esau's clothes so he would smell like his brother. Then Jacob went to his father Isaac, who could hardly see anymore. Isaac felt Jacob and smelled him, and he thought Jacob was Esau. So Isaac gave the blessing to Jacob that he would get most of the money, most of what Isaac had when he died. When Esau found out, he was really mad. He said, "Those aren't the rules." So who do you think was right? Esau or Jacob? Well, Jacob tricked Isaac, his dad, to get what was really should have been Esau's. So that's who he did not make a good choice. So when brothers and sisters get really mad at each other, so you always think it's the other person's fault. Usually it has something to do with it, not in this case. But anyway, so Esau was so mad that he wanted to kill his brother. Jacob was so scared that he ran away from home. So they were brothers who grew up together, but now they were far apart. They would not see each other or talk to each other for years and years. So this kind of ends in a really bad place, doesn't it? I don't like it when stories end like that. So I just want to reassure you that in a later story that either Miss Mary or Miss Kathy will do, they do later, much later, get back together again, make up, and forgive and are happy to see each other. But it took a long time because this was a really bad thing Jacob did. So with we all make bad choices sometimes. So think about some bad choices you might have made. Like the last piece of cake was supposed to be my sister's, and I ate it. So that's a little thing. Or you borrowed someone, or you took something that didn't belong to you, one of your sister's things or your brother's things, and didn't ask, and I'm sure they got really mad at you. So it happens to all of us. We all make bad choices sometimes. So the thing to know is that God will always forgive us. And God always loves us, no matter what we do. So when we all make bad choices, we just need to realize it, admit it, say, I did it, and I'm really sorry, and apologize, and God will forgive us and help us and we can try again the next day. So here's another example of you can think about it like this. So some of you probably have Hot Wheels, those little cars that zoom around. I used to love those when I was little, actually. And if you race them, think about it, if you you zoom it down the hall, and if you want it to turn, well, it's not going to turn, right? It's going to keep going in the same direction it's going unless it's on a track, or you go down and move it, change the direction, right? So you can think about that God can help. God can be like you, making that car change direction. God can help you if you make a bad choice. He can help you turn around and help you be brave to admit you're sorry and to try to figure out how to make things right again. So as we get close to Thanksgiving, we should be thankful that God always loves us no matter what, and we can always try again tomorrow. So what I would like you to do as Thanksgiving approaches is to think about someone on earth that you're thankful for and make them a card. A thank you card. Thank you for being you, and I love you, God loves you. Just a card to make someone feel good, since we can't see each other in person a lot today. And you can put a turkey on that card for Thanksgiving. You can draw it. You can cut it out. You can trace your hand. That actually makes a really good turkey. The thumb can be like the head, and the fingers can be the feathers. You can color it in. Or you can find a picture of a turkey somewhere and cut it out and glue it on. Or you can do like a hand print if you're, with paint, and make that a turkey. So I encourage you to try to make a card for somebody to help them feel presence and thankfulness when we all can't be together in a big group. So I hope everybody has a good week, and I miss you all, and I hope you're safe and doing well. Take care.